Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well, and today I wanted to film a video based on my GCSE'S and how I'm currently feeling, because right now I am doing my GCSE'S and I have currently done 3 and I think I've got about 18 or 19 left, and I just wanted to talk about how I'm currently feeling and stress wise and what I'm doing to revise, especially like near the exam time. And I wanted to talk about some tips that maybe could help some of you guys, especially at the time where it is really stressful. Like, not gonna lie, I know I should be revising right now, but you know, I thought I'd film this video. And so my first tip is to get a good night's sleep. Like, I experienced a few days ago where I went out for dinner with my dad and I came home at 11:30 and an exam the next day. You'll get stressed out. Like, just try and get an early night in, and even don't try not to revise that much that night, because if you over revise, like I've had this before, you're going to panic more. And just relax and take a chill night. So normally I would, like, for example, like literally if by my desk, like I painted my nails, I listened to music, I just watched a movie, and you just want to chill, because if you overstress you'll panic and you'll be like, oh my god, I don't know anything, but you actually do. So that's one thing I would do. Like, I try to go to bed at 9:30, which is quite early for me, so that's one thing I would say is quite important. And also try not to revise in bed, because keep your workspace where you work. Like, you don't want to take your work everywhere you go, because then that will just stress you out even more. So I only work downstairs in the dining room. That's literally it. Even in my bedroom, I don't work there anymore, I just work downstairs. Like, I don't work anywhere upstairs. If I try to avoid that, because if I do, then it's just everywhere and my mind's not focusing properly. So I'll try to make sure that you work in one place and one area, because that's what helps me when I'm revising. So on the day of the exam, see, for me, I prefer the 9 o'clock exams, only because for me it's getting it out of the way, you're not stressing out, it's over, done with. Whereas if it's at 1:30, when you wake up you've still got a few hours, you're like panicking and you don't know what to do. Because on Friday I had my PE exam and that was at 1:30, and then it's like, you know it, but then you just want to do that extra revision when you probably don't need to, and that could stress you out even more. So what I did, which really did help, at 1:30 I woke up normal time, which was 7 o'clock. I had a shower, I ate breakfast, and I just, for 1 hour, I just chilled. Like, at the end of the day, you don't want to stress yourself out on the day of an exam. I watched TV, and then I just relaxed for a bit. And then what I did do, because I made basic notes the day before, like just keywords that I know I had to remember, I just looked through them briefly, but then I just didn't want to do extra revision that I know I didn't have to do, because I've already got it in my head. And then that just helped me de-stress a lot. And then I went to school a bit early because I wanted to walk to school rather than get the bus, so I managed to just get a nice walk, which helped me de-stress as well. And I think always before an exam, if you could either choose to walk or bus and you're near your school, I would say walk, because then you become less stressed and you get fresh air. So that's quite important. I think that helped me a lot as well. And another thing is drink water. Like, anything, just drink water. That will help so much. Carry a water bottle everywhere you go. Like, for the exam, drink water before you go. Drink, like, when you sit down before the exam starts, keep drinking water, because your mind will need that, because you're going to be constantly, for that hour or however long the exam is, your brain is going to be so focused that you're going to get drained out. So you want to keep hydrated, and that will help so much. Like, before every exam, before we sit, when we get in our rows, I always drink water. When I get seated, I drink water. As soon as I keep drinking water, and it just helps so much. Like, even when revising, I always have a bottle of water. Like, the odd day or two, I'll probably have Coke or like a fizzy drink for energy, but majority of the time I will drink water, and that really does help. And even before you go to sleep, keep drinking water, because you want to make sure you're hydrated. And it will just help, like, honestly, I think. And also for me, drinking water keeps my mind fresh, and I feel less stressed when drinking water compared to drinking a fizzy drink. And for food wise, I tend to, especially during exam time, well, I think this is all the time, I tend to eat a lot of junk food. But what I have tried out, and I have noticed for the last 2 days, is eating fruits and almonds. when revising, and if I'm honest, that has helped so much compared to eating like crisps or just sweets or whatever, because when I was eating fruit, like when I was eating it, it helped me remember, I think, the information more. And almonds as well is really good as well to have, and yeah, that helped a lot. Also, I would say before the exam, before you're going to go to school, do something that you really enjoy, whether that's reading a book, playing with your hair, doing makeup, just do anything that helps de-stress. Like, there's no point cramming in. At the end of the day, there's no point last minute cramming, because that's going to make you panic even more. So for me, like, even though I don't wear makeup to school every day, before an exam I will do makeup, because that de-stresses me. Like, I just listen to music or do makeup, and I just like that time to enjoy myself, to process all the information that I have learned over the last few years. I just let that sit in my head, but I wouldn't learn anything new. And doing makeup just de-stresses me, because I find that quite fun, so that helped me a lot. I've been doing that for ages. I did that in the mocks, I remember doing that, and that helped. I still do that now, and I know that helps me. Another tip is, when you go to the exam venue, don't be near people who are panicking. Like, you don't want that, because then you'll panic, and then that could just set everything off, and then you'll panic that you don't know anything, but you do know it. Like, you know it, because you should have been revising. And people who are talking about it, just move away from them at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, it's about you and your exam. So if I were like me, if I hear someone talking, like, they wouldn't get offended. I just move away from them, and I'll just be like, sorry, I can't listen to that. So you just move away, because if not, you will panic more. And try not to test each other before the exam, because they could have learned the same thing in a different way. Whether it's a definition, they might have a different way of saying it, which could be right, but you could have another way of saying it as well. So at the end of the day, don't try to test each other, because you could get more confused, and then you'll just stress out even more, because that's happened to me. Like, in the mock, when we were testing each other, for me that didn't work. So right now, I know before the exam I just like to chill with my friends for about 10-15 minutes before we have to get on our rows, and that did help compared to revising and stressing out. That you don't want to do that. So currently, for the new English GCSE, those sitting it will know how stressful it is. Like, we have to memorise 3 books and 80 poems for my exam board, and oh my god, it is so stressful. But for me, on Monday, because that's when the exam is, Monday and Friday, what I'm going to be doing in the morning, because it's a 9 o'clock exam, as soon as I wake up, I'm not really going to be actually revising. I'm just, because I've made plans for each different essay. If you want another video of that, let me know, but it's a bit late for that, I guess. But I've made a plan for each character and a theme, which has really helped. So what I will do in the morning, because right now I've currently memorised most of them, I'm just repeating that to myself in my head. I'm just going to briefly look over them, but because it's a morning exam, you can't really do much anyway. So if I were you, for Monday, I would just look through them, but don't actually like proper hardcore do it, just briefly look over it, because by that time you should know everything, and you can't, it's hard to cram in last minute quotes, because you need to make sure you can analyse them, and if you can't, there's not really point in mentioning them, because you probably won't get very many marks for that. So I would just say, just before major exams where you need to memorise like quotes, try not to do it on the actual day, just do it beforehand, plan it, and just look through that. For me, a major thing is colour. With my notes, I like doing a lot of colourful things, whether that's highlighting keywords or just like scribbling down, but in colour, because I know that making colourful posters really does help. Like, so I remember it in the exam of where it is and what colour I use. So for my PE exam on Friday, for example, the skeletal system, I had short term and long term, but in different colours. I wrote, for example, I think I wrote in purple short term effects, and I wrote in orange the long term effects, and in the exam I will be able to remember which is which, and that really did help me. So for English, for example, for quotes, for each different character I did different colours, which really did help me, because right now I can remember, for example, Inspector Calls, for Sheila Burling, I did red, so I did all her quotes in red, but for Miss Burling, I did it in purple, so I can remember on the page where I've written each character and their quotes. So that really did help me as well, because right now I can actually visualise it, so that is another useful trick. For maths, what I did was, I've got a massive A3 page, and because now for the new GCSE you have to memorise virtually all formulas, And yes, again, I did it in different colours. In different places I wrote like the formula for volume for different shapes, and then different corners, but I all did it in different colours, so right now I can visualise it, where the different formulas are and what colour I've used. So for example, for the volume of a sphere, even though we may get that in the exam, I still like to remember it because you never know. I've done that in bright pink, and that's in the top left corner. And then on the bottom, I've got the ones for different areas, so area of a trapezium, which I did in purple. So it just helps me visualise what the formulas are, which has helped me quite a lot, I would say. One other thing is, keep your desk tidy. Like when revising, make sure it's only that subject and all the work that you're going to be doing on that subject. Like what I used to do, it was so bad. I know that it's made such a difference of having a clean desk, because I used to have different work, different subjects on the table, and you're not completely focused. So when you finish every subject, put that away, because you need to be done with that and get your new subject out. You don't want to keep being unfocused. Like, so if you had English, don't have your math formulas or maths worksheets near, because you might be looking in that direction when you don't want to. You want to be focused on English. So every time I finish my work, and when it's done, I just move all of that away, put it on the side, like on the floor or somewhere else, and I'll just start my new subject rather than having it all over the place, because if not, your mind's going to get confused and you won't be as focused. So that is it. I hope you enjoy these mini tips and tricks for GCSEs, and I know it's hard. Like, it's like right now I'm in such a stressful time, but I feel like everyone's on the same boat, everyone's feeling this way, so it's, I hope to make you all de-stressed. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like any more tips, obviously I'm going to be a bit busy during exam time, but I still find like making videos, for me, I enjoy it so much that it's a way for me as a break to de-stress and editing. So yeah, if you would like videos like this, then please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.